Distance matrices are important component in the distance-based methods. They were presented by Feng and Doolittle. Phylogenetic methods at first compute the pairwise distances from the given sequences, and then they use these distances to reconstruct the phylogenetic trees. And different programs have different methods to compute those pairwise distances, and distance matrices are then treated as an input to different algorithms in order to get the phylogenetic trees out of them. So what happens here is that we convert the sequence data into a set of discrete pairwise distance values arranged into a matrix. Distance methods fits a tree then to this matrix. We have dij, that is the distance between I and j sequences, whereas small dij is the sum of the branches on the tree path from I to j. So we go on the tree and we take a path from one leaf to another. So that distance is given by this small letter dij. The phylogeny makes an estimation of the distance for each pair as the sum of branch lengths in the path from one sequence to another through the tree. So how this distance d is calculated, that we can get with this equation. We call it as least square criterion. We have sum of capital D ij, remember that is the distance which is between the sequences, minus dij, which is actually the path distance between two leaves on a tree, square of that divided by d square ij. So d is additive. This distance is actually additive, or it's the individual path distances, they can add up into the overall distance or overall distance between two sequences. So for every four indices I, j, k and l, we see them over here as leaves from these trees. So the maximum and the median of the three pairwise sums are identicals. So we have dij plus dkl. So we move from I and j, so the distances on the sides that is less than dik plus ji, which are the distances on the sides, and which is also equal to dil and dj and k. We see in the third scenario towards our right bottom of this slide. So here is how this method works. So we take these sequences, for instance we have four sequences a, b, c and d, and when we compare a and b, remember we have a and b differing in three positions, so we can come up with distance like n a and b, that is equal to 3. Same way we can do with a and c. A goes with d, then b and c, b with d, and nc of d, where c goes with d. So in total we have 6 possible comparisons. So we can come up with the distance table, where we have on x-axis we have all the sequences, and same sequences are repeated on y-axis here and here. We can come up with how many possible pairwise comparisons. There is a relation at the top. We can use that, n into n minus 1 by 2. So in fact we have n is equal to 4 over here. We have 4 sequences, so it's 4 into 4 minus 1, which is 3. So it is 12 by 2. So we have 6 distances. We don't want diagonals because we are not comparing each sequence with itself, and we don't want duplicates. So total 6 numbers in this matrix are important. Then we use those distances and we can come up with a tree such that the sum of the branch lengths between any two sequences has the same value as the distance between those sequences. So for example, A and B are arranged such that the sum of their branches, that is 2 plus 1, is equal to 3, which is same as their difference in this matrix. We can go from A to C, so we can have 2 plus 4 plus 1, so they are at a distance of 7, which is right here. We can see A and C are separated with a distance of 7. So in this way we can come up with a tree where we can accommodate all of them, while keeping in our mind that any movement from one leaf to another, that adds up the distance between them, the distance coming from the branches between them, so that is equal to its distance matrix. So we see that distance methods they compute pairwise distances, and then put those distances into a matrix called as distance matrix, and then we use that matrix to build a phylogenetic tree.